morning, students. I am Dr. Sarojini TB, a teacher from Sri Shivaji Vidya Mandir and Junior College, Aun. Students, in the earlier session, we completed two significant figures of speech, simile and metaphor. We also discussed the few lines, examples from the poem Song of the Open Road. Today we are going to learn the second poem. The title of the second poem is Indian Weavers, written by Sarojini Naidu. So before we begin with the poem Indian Weavers, let us discuss the activities given in the section Icebreakers. These activities are very important to introduce the given poem, and therefore look at the activities carefully. Let us look at the first activity. So there are different craftsmen or artisans. They create the goods and use their own hands to create unique, functional and diverse items which are prepared, which are created using the traditional techniques. So I have written some name of the craftsmen on the board. Let us discuss what do they actually do. For example, goldsmith. Everybody knows what does goldsmith do. So goldsmiths are skilled in forming, in creating different kinds of ornaments or jewelry from the metals like gold and silver. Blacksmith. Blacksmiths are also very skilled in forming different kinds of tools or objects from the metals, different kinds of metals. Carpenter. As we are aware that carpenters are skilled in creating, in producing different kinds of objects from the wood, which are very useful in agriculture field or in day-to-day life. In our house also, we have different kinds of items of furniture made by carpenter. Sculptor. So, what does the sculptor do? They remove unwanted part of the stone or other material and they create a beautiful sculpture from that particular stone. Potter. So, potter makes different kinds of vessels from with clay or ceramic material, and the pots made by potters are used in our day-to-day life in rural area as well as in urban area. And the last one is weaver. So what does the weaver do? Weavers weave different kinds of fabric or clothes which are normally used in different kinds of season or on occasions. Now let us come to the second activity. There are different kinds of clothes or garments which are used in different seasons or different occasions. For example, the first type of cloth is woolen cloth, which is normally used in winter season to protect ourselves. The second type of garment is casual clothes. Casual clothes are used in our day-to-day life, in routine life, in our house. Thirdly, rich silk clothes. So when do we use rich silk clothes? When there are festivals, as we celebrate different kinds of festivals in our Maharashtra state and also in our India. So whenever there are festivals or wedding ceremonies, marriage ceremonies, we use rich silky clothes. And the last one is colorful comfortable clothes. Colorful comfortable clothes. So whenever we are going somewhere outside, tour or journey, so at that time we prefer to use very comfortable and colorful clothes. So this is how we normally use different kinds of clothes in different seasons on different occasions. Now let us come to the third activity that is given in the icebreaker section. So there are some actions given and we are supposed to name the person who does that particular action. For example, one example is given there in the textbook. One who views is called viewer. The second is one who plays a game. It's called sportsman or player. The third one is one who sings. It's called singer. One who dances is called dancer. The next one is one who teaches, as you all know, is called teacher. And the last one is one who cooks is called cook or chef. So I have written these three important activities from the icebreaker section. Now let us see the fourth activity from the textbook. We have often seen the picture of Gandhiji spinning on his charkha. Discuss the reasons behind this. One has been given for you. So we have often seen the picture of Gandhiji spinning on his charkha. So what might be the reasons? So one reason is already given in the textbook. I read the reason: to give rural people an opportunity to earn their livelihood. So in the rural area, the people should get the opportunity to earn their livelihood. So this is the first reason. The second one is to give the message to use the hand spoon clothes. The third reason may be to give the message of simple living, and the last one might be to give the message of self-reliant. We should not be dependent on others, and that is why we should view our own clothes. So this might be the different reasons behind this picture of Gandhiji spinning on his charkha. The next activity given in the icebreaker section in the textbook, I read the activity. Name some tools used by the weavers. So when, as the title of our poem is Indian Weavers, these weavers view fabric clothes. But when they view clothes, they use different kinds of tools. So which are these different tools used by the weavers? So the first tool is already given in the textbook, loom. So you just think what might be other tools used by the weavers to view fabric or clothes. So the weavers may use shuttle, the weavers may use bobbin, the weavers may use scissor to cut, to separate the unwanted part of the cloth. So in this way, when the weavers view a particular type of fabric or cloth, they have to use these different kinds of tools. The last activity given in the icebreaker section in our textbook is, I read the activity, name some types of yarns used by the weavers. So normally when we visit the shop, when we visit the garment shop, so at that time we ask the shopkeeper different kinds of clothes as per our life, as per our choice. So we have different kinds of fabrics available in the garment shop like linen, flax, jute, cotton. So you can write down the answers like this: linen, flax, jute or cotton, like this. So this is how we have discussed all the activities from the section icebreaker. So I am sure that you must have understood all the activities given in the icebreaker section, and I am sure that you must have got an idea what is the subject of the poem, what is the theme of the poem, what does the poetess discuss in the poem. You must have got the rough idea from all the activities given in the icebreaker section. So let us discuss something about the poetess Sarojini Naidu. So let us see the page number 100. So before we start our poem, I tell you something about the poetess Sarojini Naidu. So Sarojini Naidu was born in 1879 and passed away, died in 1949. Sarojini Naidu was a political activist, feminist, and the first Indian woman who became the president of Indian National Congress. She was an important figure in India's struggle for independence. Later, she became the governor of the United Provinces in 1947, becoming the first woman to hold the office of governor in independent India. So this is what we have discussed about the poetess Sarojini Naidu. So let us start the poem Indian Weavers.